Welcome, everyone, to Global Markets Radio Week Ahead YouTube. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Sunday, March 13th, almost 5 p.m. Eastern, 2011. Lots of stuff going on in the world, people. A lot of stuff. And, I'm going to try and focus more on the money aspect of everything. But, again, our hearts and minds go out to the people in Japan, what they're going to be going through over the course of the next week or two, because it's just going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. Between the nuclear, between food, water, aftershocks, the picture's not very good. So we can only hope for the best. And again, this is in a timeline of things that have already been foretold. So that's all. Anyway, as far as the FX world is concerned, we are going to have tremendous volatility in the yen, in my opinion. I think you have to be long the yen. It is more of a contrarian type indicator trade because you have a lot of people that are fundamentalists that are saying, well, this is going to be bad for the Japanese economy. This is going to be terrible. Investors are going to want to pull out. Well, last I checked, Japanese own $800 billion of U.S. Treasuries around there. Savings through carry trades all over the place. End of the year. And the chart looks terrible in Dalian. So, one of the things that I've always preached in training traders, which is one of the things I do, believe it or not, you always want to have 3 reasons for a trade. And let me tell you something. These are 3 pretty freaking big ones. 1, the chart, technicals in the yens, Dalian looks terrible. Dalian looks like it's going to break to 75. Certainly 380. 2, end of the year, coming up. Repatriation of flows, just on those aspect. And then, of course, the insurers. Throughout the course of pretty much this whole weekend, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger. We're talking about they're already talking 35 billion. Well, if they're talking 35 billion now, it's going to be 50, and then it's going to go up to 100. That's a lot of money that needs to come into Japan. And you would think, with the end of the year, balance sheet adjustments, there's going to be a lot of people not willing to take a stand and buy Dalian, in my opinion. It could be meltdown city. Comments came out of Japan, Minister of Finance, Noda, and basically saying we will act, we will not have speculation. Well, last I checked, Dalian's trading at 81.60, big deal. Look at the chart. It's been trading there, let's take a look. It's been trading there pretty much for a long time. Dalian. We've been trading between 81 and 84 for the last, 5 months. And even if you go back even more, in reality, okay, we were here. That was back over a year and a half ago. We were 90. Yes, we're down about 8%. But then you want to zoom back out even more. I mean, this is the biggest catastrophe to go through the yen in a very long time. And, when I said about the technicals, how bad they look, well, this thing can't rally. And everyone's talking carry trade. Everyone's talking macro. It has to go up. The Japan population is dying. They're going to need money. They're going to sell bonds, repatriate money. Problems. Economy going down. Well, this thing keeps looking terrible on the chart. And there are a lot of people that just trade from the chart. The chart doesn't lie. And when you have this kind of an event, when you have this kind of capital flow, now I'm not saying by the end of the week, we might be down we might go to 78, 77 in Dalian, and there might be intervention. I mean, listen, certainly if we break this monster wedge, because that's what this is a dramatic wedge at the lows of 10 years. You know how many people are trying to pick bottoms in this thing? You know how many macro head stupid morons are trying to buy this thing? I've been there, done that in this yen, people. I've tried. And when the chart doesn't lie, and this, we have the perfect storm. over the next 24 hours to I would think 24 to 48 hours, unless the BOJ comes in and intervenes. But I will stand by my case that it's in the Japanese interest to have a strong yen because they're going to need to rebuild. And why not have a really dramatically strong yen to purchase all the things they're going to need right now, lock it in, make those orders over the next month? And then, of course, there are people that talk about, look what happened back in 1995. We're going to have to go to monthly to do this. When the last one happened, and we see dollar yen bottomed. But it wasn't until we had a monster meltdown. I believe it was months later. But it never rallied since it happened. But it did bottom out. And I agree with that. I'm just not so sure it's going to be a 2-3 month event. I just think this thing could get nasty quickly. And it happens this week. Maybe we bottom in dollar yen this week. I could see that. I know I'm focusing a lot on the yen, but people, this is where the money is. This is where the action is. This is where the Momo is. This is where the juice is, baby. This is where you want to be. Focus on the yen. It's going to be volatility in the house. So again, we take a look at this dollar yen. Look at this. This is a monthly chart. This thing has gone nowhere for 5-6 months, even 7. Can't close above 85. This is the mother lode of a reverse flag. Pole, flag, wedge, bang. So what does this say? 75. And we might get there quickly. No joke. Fast. So get your hard hats on. Get ready. And we take a look. The only problem is, and we got the euro gapping up right now, big, 139.65. I think that's a sale on the open. Euro yen's actually even gapping up. I love it. But this is the same chart, isn't it? 7 months, 105 to 115. I think there's going to be so much money that needs to come back to Japan and so many smart investors that are going to say, why? Why? Why should we stand in the way when we know that these guys have to sell? And when you know they have to sell, why would you not want to get a better price? So they got them on the hook. These insurers, they're going to have to sell and buy a lot of yen. So you look at this euro yen monthly, they're trying to break it out. But who knows? Stock market comes in. If the stock market topped out, you could see a nice reversal. Who knows where this thing is going to close the end of the month? Aussie yen sitting on a cliff. Look at that cliff. Back. This might be a 1 week event. But I'll tell you what, this certainly looks like it could be even more of a trend. Maybe the repatriation happens over a long period of time. I don't know. But all I know is this. The next 24 hours, the yen is going to explode. I truly believe that. And one of the things I love, New Zealand yen, I mean, certainly, listen, at least come into here. Easy. $159, 200 pips. This might happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. They'll just get it done, liquidate, and bang. They're all done. Sterling yen. Twin Towers. I mean, this is freaking gorgeous. Very bearish. So the technicals are all looking so good. The macroeconomics looks so good. Because they have to repatriate the capital. And because it's the end of the year, too, you get the trifecta, the mother lode. New Zealand yen. Arcing over. Ready for some Momo. Well, this is Momo. This is major. This is a catastrophe we have not seen in a very long time. I don't even know. Haiti, while more deaths, this is more. Japan's the number 2 GDP in the world. Well, number 3 now, right? Major exporter, major consumer. This sends a ripple through the whole economic system. And what's going to end up, what's going to end up is you're going to have, a demand. This is what's going to cause prices to explode. Because now all of a sudden you have rebuilding going on in Australia, in New Zealand, and now Japan. And heaven forbid, more catastrophe, heaven forbid, because they're talking about aftershocks of 7.9. That's not chump change. Who knows where those aftershocks are going to be? They're saying it was like a 73-mile long crack under the floor of the ocean. That's incredible. We lost the time of day. The Earth axis jolted by significant, 0.00, but still statistically a large amount. Incredible. It's coming. Sorry. I'm trying not to be gloom and doom, but it's coming. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the euro-dollar chart. I'll try and focus. We got lots of numbers coming out. Again, I want to focus on the yen. The dollar, it's going to be all over the place. We see the euro gapping up. Cable's not even up. Aussie's down a little bit. New Zealand's even unchanged down a little bit. Canada, too. Trading 97.30. So, but as far as tonight, we do get, of course, rate decision out of Japan. You know they're going to talk about what they're going to do, and they're going to talk tough. But they're talking tough from levels that aren't even that bad. They've been used to these for months because they're anticipating yen strength. That's why they're saying it. So they're not going to do anything until we get yen strength, in my opinion. Nada. Zero. Let it collapse, and then maybe they'll make a comment. Let it pop. I don't know. But big night tonight. Big. As far as this week is concerned, I think, again, that Japan's going to take the cake. We get the FOMC on Tuesday. I think everything's changed now. I think we're even going to hear the FOMC say the uncertainty regarding Japan changes everything. We might even need to do QE3. They might even talk about the impact to GDP on this. But all the indicators are going to be good. Empire Manufacturing out of the U.S., German zoo is going to be good probably. Jobs number in London are probably going to be good. The SNB, Philly Fed out of the U.S., big there. Unemployment claims should be good. CPI of the U.S. Friday we get CPI out of Canada. That's pretty much it. But again, it's all going to be, we get decent manufacturing data out of the U.S. But in my opinion, it's going to be more all about Japan. Big. As far as the reactors are concerned, that you see again, that's just, it should mean more yen strength if it gets worse, because that's more money they're going to need to pump into the system. All right, so let's do the charts now. This euro dollar. That's a sick monthly chart, I'll tell you that. It's not over. It looks pretty good, but I still think we get a reversal candle this month. Right there. We took it out. Let's go back to the weekly chart. Remember, people, I want to be long dollars too. I think this euro fills in the gap big time. Euro gapping up almost 70 pips. 60. Ridiculous. Euro yen's the one, though. This dollar yen's going to collapse. Look at the weekly chart. Certainly it's gapping up nicely here, but let me fix this line. I still don't buy it. I think with the stock market, I think is going to be coming in. With the yen need to strengthen, they're gonna sell this. I know we reversed and we gapped up, but there's also a trade of filling the gap. So I think we come into 139 for a short-term trade. Those of you looking for a nice little chop. But the euro, to me, obviously, if we close above 140.50, it's going up. I'm going to take that shot from here, especially into the gap up. Dollar yen, we said already. Wedge. Say bye-bye. It's going to collapse tonight. Oh, baby. I love it. Blue Horseshoe loves this call. This is a Blue Horseshoe call if there ever was one. Dollar yen, Listen, the crosses might go up because look at Aussie yen when it did on Friday. But dollar yen's the one. It's going to be very heavy tonight. Could it reverse? Sure, but from much lower levels. BOJ is not going to talk anything about it unless it's moving. They already spoke. Cable, weekly chart, nice outside candle to the downside. Yes, we had that hammer, but interesting that the euro gapped up so much, and this thing isn't even up to anything. Relative strength, baby. Aussie also. Relative strength. Not good. So cable on the weekly to me is an outside candle to the downside, but the daily on the daily chart looks great. So that's a big problem, isn't it? That is one not very good-looking chart. So once again, I think if we get cable short at like 61.50, I'd rather that. Maybe the euro makes a run up to the highs again. Dollar Swiss. Oh, come on, not now. Well, you got plenty of charts. Sorry. No soup for you. Aussie yen. Let's see what that one. Aussie dollar. Oh, come on. I'll change the time scale. Back to daily. Yep. That sometimes works. Nope. All right, then. Well, that's it. That's all you get, people. Again, if you have any questions, I'm sorry, wait. Let's go to the S&Ps. Well, that's gold. Gold, I do not think it's going to take out this high. It's a daily chart. That whole downtrend, I don't think it's going to take out. And I think that, terrible. I think this whole 1410 level is going to get breached. I'm bearish on gold. Absolutely. Crude, again, another story. We're looking at the daily chart here. I think crude can easily come back to 98. The breakout right here. That's 94. But again, I don't know if we're going to get there. And we got these little highs here. I just see 98 as a spot. Easier trade. S&P. Obviously, the daily chart looks decent, but the weekly chart, not as good. Yeah, it came back, but still closing at a new 4-week low. S&P looks very vulnerable. I don't buy what happened on Friday. No way. It's a short squeeze. I think if the market gaps up tomorrow, you sell. Remember, usually the market's down on Friday and it's up on Monday. It was up nicely on Friday. I think it's going to be down on Monday. The opposite usually happens. All right, everyone. Team, stay right here. We'll do the trade recs right now. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at info@globalfxradio.com. Andrew Spanton, Global Markets Radio, the only voice, still sick, you'll ever need, who truly loves to make you money. Get ready, people. Big week ahead. S&P down. Bye-bye.